Good morning, this is Don the Idea Guy from dontheideaguy.com. It is November 4th, a Friday, and it's episode 39 of Running Through My Mind, the only podcast broadcast from a parking lot. And on this cool, crisp Ohio autumn morning, I am just finishing off the last few sips of the commute coffee. I have to run into the office and get another refill here, but I've got just enough juice left to brag on our sponsor a little bit, and that is DripJoy. You can learn more about our sponsor at dontheideaguy.com/DripJoy. And this morning I am drinking Morning Joy. I started out the Monday this week with Morning Joy, and I'm going to end the week with Morning Joy. I've got the Morning Joy mix down. I brew an 8-ounce cup on strong using my standard Keurig 2.0 brewer, which is nice that the Joy pods work inside of the Keurig brewer, 100% compatible. I have not had an issue at all, and I've been using them for about a month now. A lot of the companies that try and put their coffee into K-cup style dispensers, they end up messing up the works of the machine, or they don't have the that new infrared ink printed on the top, so you kind of have to use a hack to get it to work in a newer machine if they're still using older technology. But not an issue with DripJoy. It's worked perfectly. The coffee is brewed awesomely and tastes good every time. I'm sold on it. I am absolutely going to sign up for their subscription plan, where I can get however many boxes of this liquid love sent to me every month that I prefer. And I think I'm going to go with the Dark Bean Daydream, and we'll probably have to get a Colombian Cheer as well, because my wife Happy enjoys the Colombian Cheer. All right, so that's enough about the sponsor. Today, let's talk about the show. If you're following me in my other social media or on my other projects, you may notice that sometimes I get hooked on themes. So on Big Yellow Sticky, it's bigyellowsticky.com, I post a daily piece of advice or idea guy wisdom that hopefully you find inspiring or interesting or at least humorous, on a 3x3 sticky note using Sharpie markers, and I post that on bigyellowsticky.com and share it on the Idea Guy Facebook page and in my Twitter account and Instagram. So if you're not following me there, you're not getting the full benefit of all the content. But I just off of the October efforts in a theme called Drawloween, where artists of every skill level agree to do a daily piece of art based on a cue from a calendar that's got trigger words on them. So it might be aliens, or it might be spiders, and then you draw or paint or whatever your medium is, something inspired by that Halloween spooky word. And in 2015, the first year I was doing sticky notes, I did sticky notes for Drawloween, and I decided I was going to do it again this year because it was just a fun twist. I mean, I'm doing a sticky note every single day, so to add a little extra interest and engagement just from the project creation side, let alone from the audience receptivity side, is fun. And I get more comments on the Drawloween post than any other time during the month. So this year I had also broken out some topic themes based on the month. Earlier in the year I did customer service and loyalty. I've covered sales and attitude. But coming off of Drawloween, where I had the trigger word every day and I used that tag Drawloween, I decided that going into November, I didn't want to do cartoons. I'm burnt out on the 31 days of cartoons, but I did want to go with a theme. So I've been messing around with the word November, and I started out with NO.vember, and then I did NO.vember, KNOW. And yesterday, last night's post was NO.vember, NO period, Vember. And that one's getting some traction, and I thought I would talk a little bit about that because I said November, and the rest of the post was say no to something to at least one thing this month that's just sucking up too much of your time. And I'll use that graphic as the show cover art today, so that you don't have to go look it up. But I've had conversations about the theory, and I think I've done a podcast on it too, about people's recent advice from the gurus to say no to most things. I think Warren Buffett famously said a quote that he was a lot more productive and he earned a lot more money by saying no to a lot more things, something along those lines. And then you started hearing that sentiment echoed from people who in no way whatsoever resembled Warren Buffett in productivity or revenue. And it just kind of picked up. It almost became a meme. It just traveled from brain to brain, and all of a sudden people twisted the meaning of that from focus on the things that are important and say no to the things that aren't important to, just say no to everything. And your default position should not be no, but you need to say no to the things that aren't important to you and to your end goals. So when I use the post-it November and say no to things that suck up your time, it's the things that negatively suck up your time, right? Don't say no to opportunities or a chance to try something new. Say no to the things that you hate doing and aren't excited about doing. And I don't remember who said this. It was probably Tim Ferriss or a recent, a modern philosopher. But they use the line, if it's not a hell yes, then it's a hell no. And I'll go with that one. Although I would also add that if it doesn't sound interesting, if you can't get excited about it in some way or think you're going to learn something from it, then say no. I say no to a lot of things, but usually the things I say no to are things that I don't want to do, things I hate doing. For instance, I don't like invoicing people. I love money. I love selling stuff, but I hate the mundane process of opening up bookkeeping software and creating customer accounts and filling out all the forms and having them sign off on credit contracts, and I got to send the invoice out. Sometimes people want them by mail. You got to print them out and stick a stamp on them. You got to mail it. A lot more people are open to taking digital invoices, but it just it's my least favorite part of the process of selling, because the sale's already done. That's the fun part. And then producing the project, that's fun. I like doing that too. But the billing and waiting to be paid, and God, I hate that part. So I decided a while back I wasn't going to hate. I was going to automate. So everything I hate doing, I'm going to automate. And there's a service called vCita, vCita. I think it's .com. And they allow me to embed a piece of code on my site. And if you've been to dontheideaguy.com within the last few months, you've noticed there's a tab now that shows up at the bottom of the page. It's a red tab that says client area. And if you click that, vCita has this suite of tools that automates everything. So I've got automation for setting up a meeting with me. So I got the whole scheduling issue wiped off my to-do list. Trading emails back and forth, paying a monthly fee to some service to set up my appointments for me, and then I have to combine that with an invoicing schedule and all that stuff. I don't have to worry about it. vCita has all these things in one piece. This is kind of coming across as a sponsorship, and maybe I'll hit them up for a sponsorship after this is done, but once they schedule the meeting, I could actually tie that to a product. So if I have it tied to a Beanstorm and you schedule a Beanstorm through that calendar, it invoices you on the fly. You get prompted to pay for the session right in the whole booking process. So I freaking love this. I love this. So I'm going to find out, what other services can I automate through this? Can I set up my speaking availability through this schedule and get paid faster for that? I don't know. I could certainly do it with the brainstorm services. I can certainly do it with some design and consulting services. So, vCita.com. Check that out. I'll link it up in the show notes. But it's an automated process. If I do have to send an invoice out, I use PayPal. I can just log into PayPal. I click a button that says, now, granted, PayPal's user interface isn't all that impressive, but once I find my way deep enough into the website to bill somebody, once I get there, the invoice thing is simple. I type in their email address, type in what they bought for me, and hit send, and it's gone. And I get paid a lot more quickly through these automated systems. So don't hate, automate. What else can you say no to? The things that suck up the time that you hate doing. So I'll give you another great example. So my wife and I hate the time and the energy it takes to do the lame house cleaning, the dusting and the vacuuming and cleaning the bathrooms. Who likes cleaning the bathrooms? And we just moved into a new place that's got wood floors. I don't want to take care of wood floors. So we hired a cleaning company. So, once a month, we've got a cleaning company that comes in and they do all that stuff. We come home, it's invisible. We don't even see it happening. We leave the house one day and there's dust, and we come home at the end of the day and it's clean and it's magic and we're happy. I mean, we came home one night and she was positively giddy because in her head she was like, oh, I gotta clean this, I gotta do the dishes. And Donnie's useless at that, and if he does it, I'm going to have to redo it because he really sucks at this. She didn't say that, but, I'm self-aware. And she was dreading the weekend. How can you dread the weekend? Because she knew that we were going to have to work. It wasn't going to be a relaxing weekend. We were going to be cleaning stuff. And what happened? Came home, abracadabra. It's clean. We didn't have to do any of it. So the thing you hate doing, say no to it. Don't hate, automate. Maybe that'll be the name of the episode. So, find the things that you despise. Find the things that suck time and suck the joy out of your life, and get somebody else to do it. They like doing it. I guarantee you don't get a job cleaning houses unless you like cleaning houses. There's probably some OCD team of people who just freaking love what they do because they do a good job for us. So they gotta love you. You can't hate a job and do it as well as these guys do it. You just can't do it. So there's a job for everybody. Somewhere, somebody loves sending out invoices. Somewhere, somebody loves cleaning toilets. Somewhere, somebody loves washing dishes. And they're the best dishwasher ever. And if you love that, if that's you, awesome. You have a very lucrative career ahead of you because there's a lot more people who hate doing that job than enjoy it. And there's a lot more people who would love the opportunity to say no to that. If I was a cleaning company, I wouldn't send out the email showing the shiny, the shiny mop and pail clip art. I would send out a testimonial from somebody who said, man, I hate cleaning houses. Sure, I'm glad we have these guys to do it because it's magic and I come home and it's done. I mean, that's what the people want to hear. Send that to somebody as a postcard. Hang that on their doorknob. Go, when you walk through these doors, how messy is your house? Your neighbor's going to walk in on a shiny, clean house and going to be able to sit down and watch Netflix all weekend because they don't have to mop their floors or wipe cobwebs out of the corners of their house. But you're going to have to because you didn't hire us. I mean, man, do that. And, of course, everything I do turns into a marketing campaign. All right, I'm done. We're going to call it This Week is Over. So pick something out this weekend that you could say no to, that you could take off your plate and onto the plate of somebody who enjoys gobbling up whatever it is that you don't like eating. Get those say no to lima beans. Whatever the lima bean of work is, somebody out there loves lima beans. Great example. I hate liver. liver and onions, I think my mom and my grandmother made me eat that once as a kid. You had to try everything once. Just how do you know if you like it or not? Well, I didn't like it. I thought it was nasty. On the other hand, my freaking sister loved liver and onions. I have no idea. I think she still eats it. And Brussels sprouts. I tried Brussels sprouts at one point, and that is disgusting. At least the way I had them, they were gross. I've had them more recently, and they're way better. But liver has not improved with age. So, find somebody who loves liver to eat your liver for you. Don't eat your liver. Find somebody else who loves Brussels sprouts and lima beans and let them eat that stuff. Say no to things that make your day suck and suck the time out of your day. That's it. More details, go to dontheideaguy.com. I will link up stuff in the show notes, like a link to our sponsor, TripJoy. dontheideaguy.com/tripjoy. Enjoy your weekend. I will talk to you on Monday.